Bill Clinton was a former candidate that got elected to be president in 1992. Clinton, the Democratic nominee, was up against George H.W. Bush, who was the Republican nominee. Clinton barely won the 1992 election with a landslide. As president, he wanted to be the protector of the middle class. Clinton proposed cutting taxes for the middle classes in all of the U.S. He had found out that tens of millions of Americans had little or none health insurance. To fix this problem, Clinton led a task force led by his wife, Hillary Clinton. The group made a plan for the health care problem that gave coverage to all Americans. Although it was a great idea, many didn't want to risk the changes for their health. After all, the debate didn't pull through, with the Clinton health care plan being a flop. As a result of the defeat of Clinton's health care plan, there was discontent in his leadership. During the 1994 election, the Republican Party won the heart of the people. Gingrich of Georgia, who had campaigned a document called the Contract with America, led the party. This contract included plans to balance budget, fight crime, and cut taxes for many Americans. This won the votes of many Americans, with Republicans gaining 54 seats in the House and 8 seats in the Senate. Despite of defeat, Clinton was able to get right back up. He addressed many issues of the welfare system and had proposed his own welfare plan. It required that most recipients get a job with 2 years of benefits. It was a success, and Congress approved of this plan. Many problems had emerged for Clinton in the 1990s. One issue he faced was a task to help his nation, that is, of the tragedy in 1995. The Murrah Federal Building in Oklahoma had been bombed due to terrorism. The bomb killed as many as 168 civilians, including children, and more than 500 people were injured. Although Clinton had trouble with this strategy, he had success with the Middle East. In September of 1993, Clinton hosted a ceremony for the signing of a major peace agreement between Israel and the Palestinians. The Palestinians agreed to recognize Israel's right to exist and also set stage to an ongoing negotiation in the Middle East. This was a high point for Clinton. Before going into office, President Bush sent American troops to the African country. Somalia had a civil breakout in their country. As a result, 18 Americans were killed and 8 were heavily wounded. Clinton chose to withdraw troops from Rwanda. In 1994, the UN went to control and settle a violent dispute in the Caribbean nation of Haiti. The goal was to remove the dictator who had taken over the Haiti government by force. Clinton then sent the troops to this nation. As a result, it helped the country's government back into peace. The country of Yugoslavia became a rising issue to Clinton in the 1990s. After the leader of Yugoslavia passed away, the country itself lost control. Clinton was involved in efforts to end this bloodshed. He acted by bringing up the Dayton Accords in 1995. This was an agreement that had aimed to end the fighting in the new country of Bosnia. In 1999, he had also asked NATO to act against Serbia. Serbia was a country that was also created by former Yugoslavia. Clinton's goal in this involvement was to stop Serbian armies from forcing ethnic Albanians out of Kosovo. NATO acted by conducting a bombing campaign in Kosovo that had led the Serb troops to retreat. Another issue being put into Clinton's hands was the North American Free Trade Agreement. Part of the agreement was that the US, Mexico, and Canada had to become a long, large trade zone. A long, large trade zone meant that most products can be sold across the borders of these countries without trade barriers or tariffs. Before leaving office, President Bush completed negotiations on the agreement. Clinton had to finish the job and win congressional approval. He then won the passage of the North American Free Trade Agreement. As time passed on, Americans were worried of losing jobs because Mexico would sell products for lower prices. Bill Clinton said that this would actually benefit the economy and would be able to increase trade. In fact, increasing trade was a major goal for Clinton. Despite Clinton winning presidency, he was accused of scandals. One was for sexual harassment of a woman by the name of Paula Jones. Clinton also had a relationship with his intern named Monica Lewinsky when she was only at the age of 21. Soon later, Clinton eventually ended up being accused of lying under oath, but had later admitted in an improper relationship with Lewinsky. The House representatives were responsive by pushing 2 articles of impeachment for Clinton on November of 1990. In the first article, the Senate voted 45-50, and the second article resulted as 50-50. Since 2/3 had to vote on the convicted Clinton, he remained in office to complete presidential term.